morning. Okay, I'm going to do this morning. I've got my hands clean. I've got my scissors in my hand. I'm making homemade chicken and dumplings for y'all today. I've gotten just two giant, look how big those leg quarters are. Isn't that incredible? But what we're going to do is, I don't want the fat on them, so I'm going to, see what I'm doing? I'm pulling that fat out, but I'm going to save this fat. I'm going to cook it in some rice for the dogs later on. They'll enjoy it. Now, take my scissors. See all this fat right here? You don't want that in your dumplings. You can leave a little fat. It won't hurt. But I did not wash my chicken. I never wash my chicken. Folks are anal about washing their chicken, but it comes processed, and I assure you it's clean. And it's just, if you wash it, you're splattering all kinds of stuff all over your kitchen. But you want to get all of the fat that you can get off of it, period. And 2 leg quarters will make a good sized pot of chicken and dumplings for me and Albert. So, cut that butt off. And you're not going to be able to get it all. There's going to be little pieces. Nothing you can do about it. And a little bit's not going to hurt. Okay. See, there's a little bit right there that we can get. Now, I want to move all these scraps to my little bowl that I'm setting aside for them. And I'm just going to put that in there. See how that looks? Got all the fat as I could off. Okay, let's do the other one. And it's just 2 of us here. And I try not to make a whole bunch of food, even though we have 3 pigs and they'll eat anything. Let's see. Cut that tail part off. That piece don't want to come off. There we go. It was on there. Okay. Hoping you can see me fairly good. See, there's a good strip of fat right there. You could just trim that off. I like to use leg quarters because of their grease content. But to me, when you're making chicken and dumplings, it has more flavor. But if you like breast or all thighs or all legs, you do you. And you could even use canned chicken. I have used canned chicken when I'm in a pinch and wanted to make chicken and dumplings and didn't have any thawed out. Here we go. See? And there's still a little fat that will help with the flavor. Now I'm going to hold these in my hand. I'm going to put this to the side so I can wash them. I want to get all these pieces out of here so it doesn't go in my pot. Okay. Sit that there because I'm going to wash my hands. Okay. going to get to, I'm going to bring you over here to my pressure cooker. Okay, I have some pieces of seasoning, celery, onions, and peppers that are frozen. I'm going to put them in there for flavor and use all of them up. So, all right, because this is just going to be the start. We're going to finish it on the stove. I'm just going to do a few other things in the house, and the Instant Pot will help me a lot. Okay. And I'm only going to put probably 2 quarts of water in it, because we're going to add more water and stuff to it later. Right now we're just seasoning our leg quarters, and you just want to cover them, lightly cover them. Now we're going to add a good amount of pepper, and I'll have all the, it won't be the precise measurements because it depends on your family and y'all's liking. But I do it so much, I just automatically do the same things. But I can tell you about what I put in it. Onion powder and garlic powder, about a teaspoon of each, and about 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. Okay. Now, we're going to just move that around a little bit. See if you can see down in there, that's how much water I put. Now we're going to put this in our pressure cooker. Make sure it is to sealing, which is loose. And we're just going to do this on high pressure at 35 minutes. And we're going to start, and I'll bring you back when I get everything set up. We're going to, when I get everything on the stove and all, I'll bring you back because we're going to roll us some dumplings out. All right, see you shortly. Okay, I brought you back. My pressure cooker's cranking up from what you just saw me do. Now I'm going to make my dumplings so they can set. Got my flour. Hold on 1 second. We're going to do it just like you do the biscuits. We're going to sift it a little, although there should be nothing because I've sifted this already. I'm making biscuits the other night. Yep, nothing. Okay. We're going to make us a well in the middle. All right, I got me a little plate over here, and I'm just going to take a little flour and put on it. Okay. Now, excuse me, I made me some ice water, just tap water with ice in it. Okay. And I got my shortening out of the refrigerator. You don't need quite as much as you do for biscuits, but you want to add a little. And this is where you could put used bacon grease you've kept in the refrigerator that's cold, or stuff like that, you know. Okay. Now always add salt regardless of what. Not going to add any baking powder because I don't want them to swell. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me get my ice out of here. I had made it, let it sit and get ice cold. But I don't want my ice in my biscuit mix. And it's just me and him. I'm not going to make a whole bunch. But I'm going to make enough because he'll eat them cold. I don't really like leftovers very much, but he does. And you want to need these a little bit more than you do biscuits. And there's no exact measurement to this. You just have to play it by ear. And this is self-rising flour. And mine are not rolled out, mine are drop dumplings. Yeah, I think that's where I want to be at. And sometimes you make too many. I just put them in the pig slop. You just want to knead it good and get it tight. Because you're not making biscuits. You don't want to be tender with this because it's going to boil. Okay. I'm going to make it a nice ball. Knock all that flour down on the sides. And that flour is good. That'll make the broth thick. Okay. Here we go. All right, that's tight there. That's good and tight. That'll make good dumplings. Now, I'm just going to take this, dust it on, set it on the plate, and sort of compress it out. And I'm going to clean this flour and stuff. And let me wash my hands right quick because I can't turn you off without this. And I'm just drying this off so I can clean my flour. I was going to show you how I always clean my flour. I always make sure it's not wet. Because you're going to get stuff out of this from whenever you did that. See? And I have a strainer in the sink that will catch that. Because this flour is perfectly good and I can use it to make whatever pancakes. I mean, he wanted chocolate chip pancakes, so he can have pancakes with this. But you just want to make sure you get all the unwanted stuff off of it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to put, this is our dough. I'm going to set this in the refrigerator so it will stay cold and together, and it'll be fine. Do not worry about it. Just set it in the refrigerator while your chicken cooks. I'll bring you back. This is going to be a pretty long video, but I'm going to try to shorten it. All right, bye. Okay, I am back. My pressure cooker went off, and I'm just going to go ahead and depressurize it. Then I'm going to show you the next step we're going to do. Now you can do all of this on your stovetop. I went and cleaned the bedroom up and folded up a load of clothes while my chicken was cooking, so I didn't have to watch my chicken on the stove and make sure. And this way my liquid doesn't evaporate. If you're cooking on the stove, sometimes you have to continuously add water to keep your liquid up. But doing it this way, I don't have to. And whenever I get through cooking this, I could take, when you saw me trim all the fat off of the dogs, I put a couple quarts of water in there. I already got rice done, and I can add that to the chicken, that chicken fat and stuff to the dogs because they love it and it seasons their food too. But we're just depressurizing our pot. We have to wait for the pin to drop. And this was high pressure, 35 minutes with the fat trimmed off. And as I said before, I can't give you exact measurements of everything, but I can put below how to do it and what I kind of used here. Because when you're making stuff like this, you kind of eyeball stuff, you know? So, we're almost there. But he had asked me last night if he laid some chicken out when I make homemade chicken and dumplings. I said, sure, I didn't mind. I like them too, so. There you go, my pin dropped. All right, let me put this over here. I'm gonna turn my eye on so it can get hot. And I have an 8-quart pot out that we're gonna use. Now, I don't know if you can see me. Oh, well, right this second is not a big deal. I want to get this chicken, let me scoop this over. I want to get the chicken out of the pressure cooker. And you have to use a spider or something because it will fall apart. Okay. That is our chicken. Now, I'll show you what we're going to do with that. But first, I'm going to move you around and hope you can see right here. Okay, I got my pot and we're going to put it on there. Okay. Everything in this pot is nothing but pure flavor. So we're going to pour it in the pot and let it start doing its thing. And I'll show you how we get more liquid, because that's only like that 2 quarts of liquid. Let me put a little broth in this, and I'm gonna put these okay. I opened a can of peas. I'm gonna just dump the peas, juice and all in there. It doesn't matter. Peas and carrots. It's just a little baby can. A lot of people doesn't put peas and carrots in theirs, but we like it, so I've always done it and they like it, so that's what we're doing. Okay, let me move this out of the way and I'll turn you around and you'll see what we're going to do. Okay, turn you around this way. Hopefully you can see me. I'm going to get me a small bowl for the bones that I throw away. And I got my chicken right here. See how tender this is, just falling off the bone? All right, we want to add cold water to this. We're not going to need that right now. And I just want to start, my hands are clean, I did wash them. Your bones should slide right out. Literally, I mean, if your bones aren't sliding out, something is not right. All right, that's enough water. More than we need, actually. We're going to use this water in our pot because all that goodness from those bones and stuff are going to be in that water. You just want to make sure you get all the bones out. Okay? And you want all that little meat off them bones. Those little bitty pieces of meat. Okay? I think I got that. So, I'll do my other one. And my water is raging boiling over there. My broth. And these leg quarter bones, I tie them up and put them in the trash. Okay. All right. Now you just want to feel in your meat for any loose little bones, because you want to make sure, and you don't want to you just don't want to destroy your meat. So there's a tiny bone there, because it's going to boil some more. Okay. Let me move this so I can wash this off my hands, and I'll show you what we're going to do then. And you can see that that broth I put in there is at a raging boil. Now what I'm going to do is I want to get as much of that chicken out as I can. And I want to put it in there. It looks like I don't know, it was a piece of gristle, but it was kind of bony-like. And you necessarily don't get them all the time, so. Now I want to add my broth till I think I don't need any, which I may need all of this. I think I am, yep. That was perfect. That worked out really perfect. Sometimes you don't need it, and that's nothing but pure flavor. Okay? Now, let me see. Wash my hands. I'm going to fill this bowl up so it won't be so hard to clean. Okay. Now, I need a spoon that's not slotted. You want to stir this. So there's nothing but chicken. This is peas, carrots, celery, onions, bell pepper, chicken broth. But this is where you want to taste it, okay? Get me a spoon. This is where you do your seasoning taste. It really needs salt. Salt and pepper. But other than that, it's really, really good. He likes a lot of pepper, and I kind of like a lot in my dumplings too, so pretty good bit of salt. Okay. Now we're just waiting for this to come back to a boil. It needs to be at a rolling boil before you drop your dumplings. Leave your spoon there. I'm going to get my dumplings out. And you can do your dumplings one of two ways. You can use a spoon to break them off, or you can break them off with your hand, which is what I usually do. Now, if you wanted to, there's a little fat on top of this. You could skim it off. See that fat? If you wanted to do a little bit less grease, but your dumplings are going to drink all that up. So I'm just showing you how, because I'm not going to strain it all. Get a little bit of it. Okay. And then all your grease will come to the top. Okay? It's fixing to come back to a boil. I see it. Let me get another spoon. I want to taste the seasoning, because you kind of want it good and salty. Yes, that's good. See the peas and the carrots and stuff in it? See if I can bring you in. Just hunks of meat. Okay? Now we want to let that sit. Let me put this can in the trash. Sorry, this is kind of long, but nothing I can do about it. There it comes. It's trying to. And you want it at a rolling boil. You do not want to drop dumplings in water or broth that is not boiling. And like I said, we may not use all of this. May only use half of it. If you'll watch, it'll start drinking juice up. There's so many onions and celery in there. It's pretty amazing. Piece of stringy chicken. This broth is just absolutely amazing. And the broth is completely homemade. With 2 leg quarters. I bought 20 pounds of leg quarters. $14 the other day, I think. And then I divided them up, 2 leg quarters to a thing. Because normally, if I fry chicken or baked chicken, it's just for him. And if I cook anything like this, 2 leg quarters is more than enough, as you'll see. Come on, baby, boil. And I'm only keeping you through the entire process because I kind of want you to see every step. It's really not hard. One thing you do not, my opinion only, is you do not want to make buttermilk biscuits to go in your dumplings. That is, to me, that is gross. I just make plain biscuits. But if you like it, you do you. By all means, I just give you guidelines of what I do, what we like to eat. But you can do it however you see fit. God, my time is getting on up there. It's 27 minutes. I was hoping it would come on. But we've only got maybe 5, 6 more minutes. So, it's trying, but it's not doing what I want it to. There we go. I'm going to pause you for about 5 minutes and let it come to a rolling ball. Bring it back. Okay, I'm back. Now I feel comfortable. It's starting, you see where it's boiling? I feel comfortable with dropping them in there. So now I'm just going to, you want to just start doing them like that. And you can make them big or as small as you want. He doesn't like really big ones, and I don't either. So, and this dough freezes good. I just never freeze it. I always give it to the pigs. So, and don't overcrowd your pot. Let the few you put in there cook a good minute. See, I'm just pinching them off of my dough. And the flour that's on them is good. Let it be. See, now it's at an extreme rolling boil. That's kind of what I was waiting on. So you just get a lump and pinch. Okay. Turn it over and get it so it don't stick to your hands. So. I'll show you the last step where we thicken them after they cook a little bit. All right, let me get my spoon and see where we're at. You do not want to stir hard, you want to push down. Push down because they will fall apart. Now I do, once they cook a while, I do cut up some, like I'll push them. But right now you want them to cook thoroughly. Okay. See how they all float to the top? Eventually they'll go to the bottom. Not going to add too many more, but I think I can get a few more. Want to turn your eye down. And you got to watch it because they will boil over. And you can add more later. Doesn't have to be a thing. You can put this in a refrigerator. I would cover it up. And you can add some more to the broth. And you can add a little bit more broth to it and keep it going till you eat them. But I think we're almost to the point where I'm going to stop. Let's see. Let's push you down in there. Look at those big old fluffy dumplings. And they got to cook now. I think that's going to be it. I want to turn it back up a little bit. Now, I have a bowl. Let me wash my hands. I have a bowl sitting over here. And I'm going to show you what you do to thicken them. I can get my flour bowl out. And I need a spoon. Here we go. I just want a couple of this sifted broth flour. And you use cold water. Use cold water, not hot water. Make sure the water is not hot. And then you just want to make sure you put enough water till it's like that. Just like a paste. Make sure there's no lumps or nothing in it. This will be the last thing that goes in it before they are done. See how that paste is? That's going to thicken it. Okay, let's keep pushing them down. I actually think I'm going to put a few more. I think there's room for a few more. Which is good. He'll eat them. He'll eat on them for days. You just put them on the top. And then push them down in there. See. Don't stir, just push. Because they've got to cook. They are still very vulnerable. And they will fall apart. But look at that. Not sure if you can see that. Let me get the broth off. Big fluffy dumpling. I'm going to bring that stuff from the top. Stirring easily. Some of them are still very vulnerable. Okay. Try to get the rest of these in there. I think I can. I think I can. He'll appreciate it. He'll come and get just a cup or a bowl of dumplings and sit and eat them. And this is homemade dumplings. I used all my dough, which is a good thing. Let's push those babies down in there. Okay. And people are so horrified to make them. It's really not a big deal. Really not. And we want to give those time to cook that we just pushed them down in there. Now I want to get me a spoon and taste that broth. You wash me a spoon. That is really good. See, dumplings are absolutely nothing to be scared of. And so cheap and easy to make. Now, I'm confident in it boiling that everything is done. So now what I want to do is make sure this is thin. You want to make sure it's like pancake batter. And you just want to drizzle. You want to drizzle. And it's going to thicken it up. And whenever it thickens up, you got to turn your eye off and take this off of your eye. Okay. See how it's thickening? You've got to take it off the eye. It's going to give you all kinds of little thickening pieces in there. You'll be amazed. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to pause you, and when I get it taken out of the thing and back into the thing, I'll bring you back. All right, I'm back, and we're wrapping it up. Look at that. I got 2 bowls of dumplings. And they can go in the refrigerator. Look at those. I want to eat one. I put a little pepper on top, but I want to eat one of the little dumplings. And a little broth. See, I'm going to try to cut it so I can show you. Look at the inside of that. If I can get it so you can see the inside. Sorry about shaking. Medication. Look at that. Absolutely delicious. Mmm. Oh my God, that is so good. So good and boiling hot with peas and carrots and onion and celery. Just absolutely amazing. Look how I thicken that broth up. I hope you'll try it. Sorry the video was so long, but that's just the way it goes. But I love y'all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.